this week we're going to start off with something we already kind of started talking about before, and I'm going to slip in Jimmy. I'm going to slip in the clip from us talking about it last time. Now.
I watched my last rapid fire is Napoleon Dynamite.
I've only want boyfriends who have great skills. You know, like nunchuck skills, bow hunting skills, computer hacking skills.
How was school?
Worst day of my life? What do you think? Idiot! What kind of bike do you have?
It's a sledgehammer.
Dang, you ever take it off any sweet jumps?
What are you drawing?
A liger.
What's a liger?
It's my favorite animal. It's like a lion and a tiger mixed.
Why are you so sweaty?
I've been practicing some dance moves.
Yeah, we're gonna do this quickly because we're gonna come back to this because I definitely want to watch this.
So the Cold Notes version of my opinions for this one are just mostly I don't get it.
I
don't understand. It did alarmingly well, and I don't understand why.
This was crazy popular. This was stupid. People would quote this like this is to be fair.
This-
You're gonna be like this is a weird comparison, but like in terms of cultural zeitgeistness, this was very similar to Borat for me.
Yes.
Where like people would quote this constantly, and
the difference for me is like not so much in the moment, but going back and watching it retroactively. Pardon me.
Is this the first time you've seen it?
No, it's not.
Okay.
No, it's not. And I had the same opinion last time, so this is not.
No, because I'm so interested to watch it because my memory of it the first time watching it was being like I remember watching it at my dad's place in his shitty loft, and I remember it's the first time in my life I can actively remember being like, this is a bad movie and I don't understand why anyone likes this. I can remember laughing at one joke and I don't even remember what it is. There we go. That's my.
But to compare, you said the Borat. For me, watching it as who I am now, I can at least. There are at least some things in Borat that are funny, like that I can look at and be like, that's funny. I can understand why, especially a person who is maybe a little bit less sophisticated than me, why they might find this funny. I don't get this one. Like, I just don't.
I don't either. I don't get him as a character.
To me, Borat, or to me, not Borat, to me, Napoleon Dynamite, he reads to me, and the creators have said that this isn't the intention, but like he reads to me like an autistic kid or an Asperger's kid or however you want to word it, kid, special needs kid.
He's the guy who thinks that he's your friend, and you make fun of him to his face, and he doesn't get that you're making fun of him, and it's mean. Like he's that kind of. He's like
not just you, everybody does.
Yeah, everyone makes
everyone
fun of him
does,
too.
and it's.
Like,
I knew kids that were like him,
and we're not gonna say any names on air.
No, but like I knew some kids that were like him, and to a lesser degree, I was that weird kid. Not nearly as bad as this, but like in the eyes of the general public of my schoolmates, we were one and the same. I wasn't, but as far as they were treating me, I was. So like. To watch this movie where like he's bullied and he's harassed by a good chunk of his schoolmates, I don't find that funny.
No, but
I don't understand why anybody would have.
I would make the distinction though that like he to me represents. But to be fair, I haven't seen this movie in a while, so I'm doing this off of pure memory. But to me, he strikes me as that the kind of guy who he hangs out with you and he won't go away. And he doesn't know how to pick up social cues that you don't want to. He is unaware.
Well, that's where I said Asperger's or autism.
But the difference.
But like on the extreme side of the fucking spectrum.
We never went anywhere we weren't wanted. Like we never.
Oh, no, and that's why I clarified. That's why I clarified and put that asterisk of like if it's a scale, and like
Yeah.
he's on one end. What?
Listen, yeah, no, I think you're being too harsh on yourself, on your social standing.
I don't think I am.
Like
If it's a scale and he's on the far end and I'm on the opposite end, I'm on the opposite end, but I still think we're on the same scale.
Yeah, I've known too many people that are exactly like him, and I'm nothing like these people. Like, I would never. To be fair, you're not suggesting that I would never identify myself as anything like this kind of person.
Not saying you should.
No.
Or that I am. I'm simply saying that like I do think that I have, whether you want to call it autism, whether you want to call it Asperger's, whether you want to call it being neurodivergent.
Sure.
I think I'm neurodivergent.
There's a stark difference between.
And so yes, there is, and I've already stated that, Justin.
Yeah.
I've already said that there is a clear delineation between the two. But I'm saying they're two shades of the same color, which is gray. They're the same thing. So to watch a movie where you were a person of any sort, I don't think bullying is funny.
Oh well,
yes. All this movie is bullying the movie.
Yeah, I don't get.
I don't get it. I don't find what's funny about it. And this movie came out in 2004, right when I was in the peak.
That's the part of it that I don't understand.
Like right when I was in the peak of high school, and everybody. I remember people walking around with "Vote Pedro" shirts.
Yep.
Like
absolutely.
This movie was stupidly popular, and I don't understand why. And nobody has ever been able to articulate what is funny about it.
Napoleon Dynamite. Apparently he's a real. Well, I don't know if his name is Napoleon Dynamite, but apparently, according to John Heder,
the character's name is Napoleon Dynamite.
According to John Heder, Napoleon Dynamite. Again, I don't know if that was his name. I don't know if he said what his real name was. But apparently, he's a real kid that John Heder met, and like the voice, the way he acts, the way he walks, the way he talks, is 1-to-1. Allegedly, I cannot confirm this is true or not. But according to John Heder, he very similarly to Forrest Gump. He met the kid like once or twice, and like it's exactly the same according to him. You can choose to believe.
Yeah, I'm reading it here. It says Hess claims that Napoleon Dynamite was the name of a man he met around 2000 on the streets of Cicero, Illinois, while doing missionary work for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Oh, that's interesting. The story changes then, depending on because I saw
Costello believes that Hess got the name from him, whether directly or indirectly. Costello said, "The guy just denies completely that I made the name up, but I invented it. Maybe somebody told him the name," because apparently there was a musician named Elvis Costello or something who was using the name. Yeah. Who was using the name Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh no! See, I'm not talking about. You're talking about.
I'm saying so. The director of the movie allegedly met that guy from Cicero, but the musician is just saying that he got the name from him.
What I'm saying,
and there's a dispute.
Is John Heder, the guy who plays? You're talking about the director. I'm talking about the actor who plays Napoleon Dynamite. He said, and I saw a clip. I should say.
Technically, it's the writer-director.
Same, yeah. But I saw in a clip, in an interview, John Heder, the guy who I'm almost positive I'm mispronouncing his name, but the guy who plays Napoleon Dynamite, he insists. He said in an interview I saw once that he met Napoleon Dynamite, like not actual Napoleon. There's the Napoleon Dynamite. The character is based on a kid, like a real kid.
Yeah, the one that I mentioned from Illinois.
Right. But John Heder said that he met him, and that.
I mean, he might have. If the director is stating that he based it off of a person named Napoleon Dynamite,
a real guy, like he's an adult. John Heder claims it was a kid, like a child, like a kid, not an adult. So that's interesting. I guess my point is that's interesting that the story is divergent like that.
To be fair, it just says it's the name of a man, but the name of a man could have been like a kid fresh out of high school.
True, that's completely true. Yeah.
Technically, that is. But yeah, in the eyes of the law and the Lord, that is a man.
But yeah, the thing that was always no one has ever. This is an example of is this me being autistic? Because I'm like. No one, you said it perfectly. No one has ever been able to explain to me why this movie is funny.
Like, I don't get it. Like, when I read about it online, all the comments and stuff are like, it's the absurdness of it. And I'm like, but that's not funny.
But it's not really all that absurd. Like,
well, it is. It's ridiculous. The idea is that Napoleon Dynamite he's weird, and that's supposed to be what's funny.
yeah, but
He's weird, he's different, he's not like all the other kids that he goes to school with, and that's supposed to be, at least that's how it reads.
But
that's how it reads. Is like that's supposed to be what's funny, and so then he meets the immigrant Pedro, who has the same kind of deadpanness as him. His family has the same deadpanness as him. The girl that he likes has the same deadpanness as him, but all the other people don't. So, like, the idea supposed to be like they're all weird, and that's what's funny? I don't understand, and it agitates me.
But my thing is, like, again, this is one of those we're gonna come back to this, because I don't think, and it's been the only notable thing about this movie that I remember is the dance at the end of it. To me, that's the height. If you could tell me if anything gets more ridiculous than that stupid dance. Nothing in that movie, nothing that character does is any more absurd than somebody who is like that in real life would be like. Like, it's just, you're right. It just feels like you're making fun of socially different people just to make fun of them. And it's like, the thing that gets me is no one would ever be friends with a guy like that. Right? You would never hang out with Napoleon Dynamite and go out and hang out with him.
The reason why I say it feels like they're intentionally making fun of a specific type of person is because, like, there's the point where, so Pedro asks the girl that he liked, who is the one that I mentioned earlier, to the dance, and she says yes. And so Napoleon Dynamite, who had been courting her, I guess, in his weird way, is like, well, now nobody's gonna want to go to the dance with me.
He's totally the chosen. I'm telling you, he's the chosen.
And the chosen is him, is more
whatever.
Right.
Same difference.
So then, he sends a poorly drawn picture along with his weird creepy uncle. His weird creepy uncle had been talking to this selling stuff or whatever, and then so Napoleon Dynamite sends this weird, not very good picture to the one girl from school, and is like, "Can you go to the dance with me?" And her mother forces her to go to the dance with him because his uncle had told the mom that, like, he was special needs and wetting the bed and stuff like that. And so his mom feels pity for Napoleon Dynamite and so tells her daughter, you have to say yes.
How can you not? But because they can't be like, oh, it's making fun of, especially as the climate.
In 2004?
In 2004 you could, but, like, I'm just saying, I'm guessing retroactively they can't be like, well, yeah, it was, but I'm guessing it had to be. It has to be. It has to be that you're laughing at. The thing is, from what I can recall of this movie, it's never good-natured. It's not.
It doesn't feel like it.
It doesn't feel good-natured. It feels like you're laughing, and like when you I don't want to do a dissertation on comedy, but I'll do this quickly. There's everyone knows you're either laughing with someone or you're laughing at someone, and when you're laughing at someone, there's the wrong kind of laughter. But you need to, in your movie, justify laughing at someone. So a character has to do something that warrants laughing at them. So something awful or bad, or they need to be mean or rude or whatever, and then that way you don't feel bad when they get hit in the face with a pie. If the person is a good person and hasn't done anything wrong, when they get hit in the face with a pie, you feel bad for them, and then it becomes not funny.
Yeah.
There's no...
So, like, in the example of this one, for me, I wouldn't necessarily say Napoleon Dynamite is a good person, but he's not a bad person. He's just a person.
No, he doesn't deserve the mockery that he's getting.
Yeah, he's just a strange individual, a person that's different than the regular person, and he doesn't deserve the mocking he's getting, as you so eloquently put it.
He doesn't get that you're laughing at him, and that's what makes it bad. Like, that's what makes it feel shitty, is a guy who doesn't understand that you're laughing at him. And you know what that feels like to be that guy, or to see it happen to not even just be that guy, which yes, that I will cop to. I have definitely been that guy, where you walk away and you're like, yeah, they were definitely laughing at me, not with me. But that's why I became a comedian, so I could control that. That's an entire other conversation.
Right, but that's not what we're talking about.
No. But what I'm saying is he doesn't get that, and what this movie.
That's why I say autistic.
I think Pedro's a bad character, because I think what would salvage this movie is
I think he's also autistic.
It's missing a straight man. That's what this movie is missing. It needs a character that Napoleon Dynamite can hang around.
Yeah, well,
with.
the best comparison that I can give
He
of
has
why
no
this
character.
doesn't work
He doesn't.
is so. The best comparison that I can give, and maybe this will, for the audience, maybe this will get it across, is this is missing. He's Sheldon, and he's missing a Leonard.
Yes, exactly. He needs a Leonard. He needs a straight man, a guy who can react, because ridiculous stuff.
I wouldn't even necessarily a straight man, but for a lack of a better word, I would say a regular Joe, if you will.
A straight man. You need a regular, a guy that he can bounce, because if he's the thing is he's the comedic foil, and he has no one to foil off of. He's foiling off of Pedro, who is also a comedic foil.
Like him.
Yeah. Well, I'm not even talking about, like, I'm talking just in terms of structure of a script or a story. Napoleon Dynamite is the comedic relief. If indeed Napoleon Dynamite is the comedic relief of the story of the movie, he needs a straight man to bounce to relief from. Right? Like, you can't have two comic relief characters just bouncing off of each other. It doesn't work. So his shit becomes not funny because there's nobody reacting to it. And all of the people who are surrounding him are seemingly mean-spirited.
Yeah, all the people that are reacting to it are dicks.
It comes across as bullying. But also the movie reads like it's supposed to be an homage to 1980s movies. Which, like, yeah, that they are mean-spirited most of the time. So, like, maybe that's the intention.
But when I read the box office versus budget, it makes me weep.
Oh, well, I mean, to be fair, its budget was probably nothing.
It makes me weep. This was a very. It had a budget of $400,000.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It has made, I don't know if this is probably collectively over the years, but still,
massively
it has made $46.1 million.
Yeah, massively successful.
And that makes me weep.
Independent movie, one of the most successful independent movies of all time. They've been trying to make a sequel to this forever. I just don't think that they're gonna. It's so funny, like they keep talking about. It just
upsets me when they when you read the Wikipedia thing here, and it describes Napoleon Dynamite as a quote nerdy high school student who deals with several dilemmas. But he's not. He's not.
So that's doing a lot of heavy lifting. It's doing a ton of
like he's. Yeah, that's just it's an inaccurate statement.
Like they keep talking about okay, promise pin, and then we'll come back. But they keep threatening. I'm going to use the word threatening. They keep threatening to make a sequel to this, and there's no way. Like, you obviously can't have John Heder be in high school anymore, and this character would not work as an adult. It would feel sad.
No, I mean it would. He would just be Sheldon.
No,
he would be Sheldon from Big Bang Theory. Nobody would like him. He would have maybe one friend who tolerates him, and he would be a deeply unlikable person, and he'd be sad.
That only works in a sitcom context. But no, it would be sad. There's no way to do that character as an adult where it doesn't feel sad. Like, and
apparently Heder has stated that he's only interested in a darker take if he was to do it.
What? How would you even do that? Like, I don't. Like, you can't do Napoleon Dynamite has kids because it wouldn't be believable. He'd basically be Milton from Office Space. Like, what? Like, that? How is that going to sustain? Like, just no way. There's just no way. There's a reason why they're
Ramirez, who I think plays Pedro, improvised a script for a sequel in which Pedro is married to Summer Wheatley, has 5 kids, and owns a bakery. In the same hypothetical script, Kip has fulfilled his dream to become a cage fighter, while Rico has ventured into a new business his thing does not acknowledge Napoleon Dynamite in any way.
I'm gonna have to. I think the second part of this, Jordan, is I'm gonna watch this and I'm gonna see if I can fix this. If I can make this better. Number one.
Oh, you absolutely can. Number one that you do is you add as you put it, a straight man to go with them.
I'm gonna have to.
You have to give him a Leonard. That's what you need to do to make this at least passable.
We're gonna come back to this. I'm gonna rewatch this. I'm gonna identify the one joke in this movie that I find funny, and
if you still do,
if indeed I still do. Well, it's interesting because there is with comedy we talk about this occasionally, but there is kind of a difference between something being funny and something making you laugh. Because a lot of times, there's a lot of things where it's like, yeah, this isn't like a laugh out loud kind of movie, but it's a funny movie.
It's a chuckle.
Yeah, well, it's just you find the idea of something funny we've talked about this plenty of times, but where you find the idea of something funny rather than it's a zinger of a joke. There's a kind of a difference, and I could see this being that for me, where I'm like, yeah, I'm in my 30s now, and I find this character strange and it's funny. I don't foresee that happening, but so I don't know. Depending on how long this is, I might cut this out, save it, and then splice it together with the second part where I
that makes sense. You have a lot of content to go with this episode anyway, so
I'm thinking about that.
Anyways, that's Napoleon Dynamite. It's not very good, and I don't understand it. I don't get why people find it funny.
We're gonna get such shit for it. This is one of those times where people are gonna be like, you guys just don't get it.
You're right. I know. To that, I'm gonna look at the audience. I'm gonna look at deadpan. Here. I'm gonna look at deadpan in the camera. No, you're right. I don't get it. Explain why do you find it funny? I'm looking for you to educate me.
This is one of those times I'm inviting you to write me a small essay in the comments.
I am absolutely I'm asking you to tell me what about this movie you love, because I don't understand.
Okay, Jordan.
I'm getting off my soapbox now. That's Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah, that's what we said last time when we talked about this 3 weeks ago. That's what we talked about this. Okay, the Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah, come at your hand.
Have I played the trailer already? I don't know if I have. I might have. I might not have. No, let's play the trailer now. We'll play the trailer now.
What are you gonna do today, Napoleon?
Whatever I feel like I want to do. Gosh!
How was school?
Worst day of my life? What do you think?
Napoleon, this is Pedro.
What kind of bike do you have?
It's a sledgehammer.
Dang! You ever take it off any sweet jumps?
What are you drawing?
A liger.
What's a liger?
Napoleon Dynamite. Play the trailer. Play that. Okay, so the thing I remember saying last time was I wanted to figure out what the joke was that made me laugh. The one joke that made me laugh. I could not figure out what it was. I couldn't remember. Nothing. There. I laughed twice, audibly twice, and I could not remember what the joke was when I was a teenager that made me laugh. But the first thing is, yeah, George's right. This is sad. Like, it's not funny. It's sad. It's really sad. It's the thing is, like, it's not laughing. It's the thing I said last time, which is it's not laughing with him. It's laughing at him. And it just took me back to...
he's different. That's funny.
Right. And he's not in on the joke. And that's not funny. And, like, he never has a moment of self-awareness. He's just... I've encountered too many... It brought me back to what it was like to go to high school. And in a negative, bad way. Where it was like, he's not in on the joke. He doesn't realize that he's being made fun of. And it's not... funny, and like
it's mean-spirited.
It's really mean-spirited. I don't understand why people like it, but I will confess, the bit where the girl walks up and gives him the pin, and he's like, "Why would I vote for you?" And he's like, "I don't know." He's like, "Wait, come back. Let me see the pin." He takes the pin and he just throws it in the other direction.
Vote for Pedro Sanchez. Who do you think? Hey Don. Can I have one of those buttons?
That made me laugh. That was funny. That was genuinely funny. And then there was one other moment, and I legit don't remember what it was, which means it clearly wasn't that funny. That made me laugh. But, like, the only thing that mercifully it does right is it's short. It's just not very long. It's like it's under 90 minutes. You're like, that was the other thing that drove me crazy about it was like it supposedly takes place in 2004, which is impossible. Well, like, at least it seems impossible because like everyone in the movie dresses like they're from the 1980s. Like
yeah, but that could just be rural America.
No way. No. They it's not even just like they're
small town.
That's a lazy fucking excuse because like the everyone not
It's
only
not an
dresses.
excuse, it's a potential reason.
All the people are dressed. But that's an excuse because the only reason why we know that it takes place in 2004 is because after a test screening where nobody could figure out what year it took place, the director went in.
I think it's supposed to be like timeless.
Well, no, the test audiences couldn't figure out what year the movie took place, so they went back in afterwards. You know, the opening credits where you see his hands doing all this stuff. Well, the bit where it shows his ID and it says class of 2004, that was a late addition. Otherwise, test audiences couldn't figure out when this was supposed to take place, because like it's not just that their clothes look vaguely 1980s. They all have weird 1980s haircuts, weird 1980s perms. At one point, I think he uses a cassette tape. Like it looks like it takes place in the 1980s. It feels like this was based on somebody's 1980s childhood. The decision to insist that it takes place in 2004 is weird. Like, I could handle if like it didn't show you the date and you're like, what year does this take place in? And you're like, oh, it's supposed to be ambiguous. Okay, fine. But they so specifically say that it takes place in 2004, and I went to high school in 2004, so I know what 2004 high school looks like, and this doesn't look like 2004 high school. Like, it just doesn't. See, now it's doing that echo thing again. What the hell? It's very distracting.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. For me, it's not even... I can get past that. It's just, for me, it's not funny.
It's just not funny. It's not funny. And, like, the ending dance bit, it's not funny. Like, that's just, what more can you say about a comedy? Oh, that's the other thing that drove me crazy, is he's supposed to be 16, and he looks like he's 30? It doesn't...
Wow. Certainly look like he's in his 20s.
No, he looks like he's fucking 30 in his 20s.
He certainly... See, the point being is he doesn't look like he should be in high school.
He doesn't look like he's 16, no. He doesn't... Like, I could maybe believably be like, oh, he's 18. Okay, all right. I think it's just because I've encountered so many guys like him who think they're the coolest, who just like you're making fun of them to their face, and they have no idea. And yeah, it's just
they don't get it.
They don't get it. And I think it's that this was kind of the point where I had that epiphany of the mid 2000s were awful. We were awful back then. Like the fact that it's not so much the fact that this exists, it's the fact that it was so
Everyone
popular.
loves this.
It was so popular. It was so popular, and I don't understand why. I do understand why. It's because people want to bully people, but that's all this movie is. This movie is a bully. It's bullying Napoleon Dynamite. It doesn't make him look sympathetic or like he has an ounce of.
He's the weird loser, and he deserves to be punished for being the weird.
Yeah,
loser.
exactly. Like
that's like he needs to just stop being so weird. That's where his family's problems begin and end. Is they're all just a bunch of weirdos, and they need to not be so weird.
Right. Oh, no, that's what made me laugh.
Dynamite, the movie. That's what it is.
That's what made me laugh. The joke about the brother and how he looks like he's a pedophile the whole movie. Like, he legit looks like he's a pedophile the whole movie. And then he winds up with the black chick.
He actually did have a girlfriend.
Yeah, he actually did have a girlfriend. That made me laugh. That was funny. That bit was funny. Because he was just so over the top gross. You're like, oh, yeah, no, he's... Him and the uncle. The uncle is also awful. The uncle is also... That's the thing that makes you realize it's not the 80s, though, is the fact that the uncle wants to go back to the 1980s because he thinks that he could have been popular if he was successful in the night. But anyway, yeah, it's just not very good, and I don't understand why people liked it. I do, because in 2004 we were so okay with treating people like shit. Like, we were so okay with bullying people. Like, again, this movie is the cinematic equivalent to like that to that kid in high school. And I don't know, maybe in America it was different, but like for me, there was always that kid in high school who I guess maybe the thing that separates me from Napoleon Dynamite maybe is the fact that I was self-aware. Like I can trace my nest back to a specific moment in high school where I didn't become Napoleon Dynamite. Hold on, I'm gonna keep talking, but the screen's gonna see me fiddle with. Where I became Napoleon Dynamite, where like a girl.
There was a version of him. That's where when I said it, I was like, I don't necessarily see. I see us both being on the spectrum of like a certain category of people, and like he's on the far end and I'm on the opposite end. So like we're nowhere near each other, but we're still on the same bar graph.
Right.
Like
Right.
if that makes any sense. So like yeah, when I watch that movie, I see a version of myself, and I remember a time in my life when I was a very unhappy boy, like a very unhappy kid. Um, and it's just this movie doesn't evoke good feelings for me
Sorry.
personally
Yes, I completely agree.
because it reminds me of a time when I was just I it was complicated. Life was complicated.
For me, it's like I became too self-aware to be like Napoleon Dynamite, just straight up. So like, but
Like
this
this
movie,
Napoleon Dynamite in this movie does make me think of one very specific kid in my school who in my grade
oh, absolutely, same.
who
I worked with
no
that
one
kid.
treated nicely.
Right. It makes me think of two kids who. Okay, that's better. Yeah, no, it reminds me of two kids.
Two kids,
who
but one in particular.
I worked with so many kids. Like Napoleon Dynamite. If you're a Smosh fan, makes me think of The Chosen. Who like in short
Except
bursts,
Lamer.
Except for Lamer, in short incremental bursts. Like yeah, he's kind of funny, but like for an entire hour and a half long narrative, it's like oh, it's too much. But like yeah, no.
He's autistic, Justin.
To me, this movie is this. Yes, he is. He's the worst kind of autistic. No, that was a Bob Burgers quote. Just to be clear,
He's autistic. Yeah, he can't help it. He's autistic.
He's not autistic.
Yeah, I'm autistic.
He's not. You're not autistic.
Don't play this game. It just involves me picking up a lot of toothpicks. How many toothpicks are there? 100? 100. There's like one.
There's 3.
How many is there now? 1. There's 3 now.
There's 3. No, this movie to me is the cinematic equivalent of like for me when I was in high school, you have that kid who pretended to be nice to you and who was nice to your face, but you could tell that they were making fun of you. That's what this movie is. This movie is the cinematic equivalent to that. To the person who but they don't realize that they're bullying you, and then they find out like decades later that they were being really mean and awful, and they didn't realize
condescending.
We were just goofing around, and they don't realize that
what they said hurt.
Yeah, exactly. That's what this movie is. This movie is that kid. Like yeah. I just for like the first like half of it, I wasn't.
It just evokes a very particular time in my life that doesn't bring back good memories.
It made me feel sad. I was sad, and considering this is supposed to be a comedy and not a drama, exactly. I did not have a good time. I did not like this, and I'm sure somebody in the comments is gonna yell at me for not liking this movie. You're so
for being woke or whatever.
Yeah, you're just too sensitive. You're too sensitive. Yeah. I am sensitive. I'm sensitive to bullying. Okay? Cool? Okay? Alright. Alright, okay? That's Napoleon Dynamite. Bad start to this week, George. Hey there everybody, it's N-Card Justin here. Let me know down in the comments why do you like Napoleon Dynamite. Explain it to me. Explain it to us. Why do you like this movie? We don't get it. We think it's sad and upsetting. We don't get it. Explain it. But in the meantime, if you'd like to see the full podcast with us from our high school, we went back to high school special, you can click the box on the left, or if you just want to see a random video YouTube thinks you're going to enjoy, click the box on the right. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. We put new videos out 7 days a week, or you can just leave this video a like. That helps us out too. See you all in the next video, everybody. Have a good day.